Hi guys, it's Ross. Hope you're having a great day. Just wanted to make a video today about my predictions for 2013. I was just about to say the coming year, but we're already in 2013 actually. What's today? It's, 3rd? Yeah, Thursday the 3rd of January. Please excuse me if I'm looking at my notes. I've got quite a few predictions. I've done quite a bit of research for this one. Last year's predictions were kind of half research, half guessing, but I didn't check any of the stuff. One of the things that I did definitely say was something to do with the, I reckon that petrol was going to hit £1.60 in the UK. In fact, it went down from about 136 down to 130 now. In fact, I think it's 129.5 or something like that. Anyway, so let's get started. First, I don't reckon there's anything gonna happen with the gun scare in America. Mainly because it's just gonna be a logistical nightmare. I know there's a lot of panic in America at the moment. I've heard stories of this was on the Demcad channel actually. He had a guest on the phone, and they said that they've seen people like they pulled up with a FedEx van to deliver all the ammunition to a gun store, and people just buying it off the truck in pallets. But yeah, there's definitely a lot of stuff going on in America. If there is anything that's going to happen, I don't think there's going to be a major assault rifle ban, because the Republicans will just block that, even if they are anti-gun. But they'll have to block it because that's all they've really got on the Democrats at the moment. If there is any kind of ban, it's going to be to do with high-capacity rounds. It's not going to be to do with the actual weapon. Silver, I reckon it's going to hit $35 an ounce by June this year. Gold, I reckon it's going to hit £1,900 an ounce by the end of the year. I reckon it's going to be really bad weather this year. People are going to start to realise how much engineering there's been going on with the weather, cloud seeding, chemtrailing and stuff. That could cause trouble. But anyway, I think it's going to be really bad weather, and the food prices are going to start to shoot up. Probably later on towards the year, August sort of time. I reckon there's going to be there's the potential for a major economy crash in sort of May, June time. So that's definitely a time to watch out for. That's sort of the next. I know preppers we don't generally have hurdles, but that's kind of the date. I don't like concentrating on dates, but that's the date that I'd like to have 4 to 5 months by. I've got two months now, but I'd like to have 4 to 5 months by May to June. Trouble with Pakistan. I think they're going to have enough of all the drone strikes in the north of Pakistan. We're not at war with them, but we seem to, or the Americans, sorry, seem to happily bomb the top of it, of north of Pakistan, without any formal permission. So I reckon Pakistan are going to have start kicking up a bit of a fuss about that. I don't reckon it's going to lead to war, but there could definitely be some tensions over that. I reckon the civil war in Syria is going to end in August. I reckon President Assad's going to lose. Not quite sure how it's going to go about, whether he's going to end up dead or end up in being arrested. I've got a feeling if it does end this way, it's going to be, if he loses, it's going to be more the arrest side than him committing suicide or whatever. More mass shootings in the US. Now, I don't know if this is it's going to be a sort of a conspiracy, sort of an engineered type thing. Like I've got my suspicions about what's been going on this year. With the gun control lobby, with the gun control lobby coming in straight after all these mass shootings. They wait for one to just sort of finish, then there's another one. I think it's a bit of a coincidence. They seem to be a reasonably set distance apart, and all the ideas for gun policies seem to be ready straight away, like the next day they're done. So I think that's a bit suspicious. Sorry. Big problems are going to start in Spain. We've seen Greece go already. I reckon Spain's going to go, and there is a potential for civil war in Greece. China are going to see the gross domestic product of the country fall once again. It fell this year because what's happening in China is the workers are figuring out that they're kind of being paid not as much as they should be paid for the amount of work they're doing, and that's forcing prices of everything in China up. So mass production is moving to other parts of the world. Possibility for war with Iran. Definitely, if not Iran, war in the Middle East. Now, I don't know if this war with Iran, Demk had suggested on his channel that it could happen either at the start of, at the end of this year, towards the start of 2014. So within the next sort of 2-year period, I can see that happening, because America seem to, and England in fact, seem to not have much going on in the world at the moment. It's been about 10 years since the last major war, so I'd say they're probably looking for another one. New end of the world date's going to be made. Some new guy's going to come out, probably that Harold Camping pastor bloke in America, probably going to come out, someone's going to come out with a new date, and then there'll be the next focus on that. There was the Y2K thing in 2000, and within months, like, all those people had moved on to 2012. There's a lot of people on YouTube with names like Apocalypse 2012 or Survival 2012, whatever. And I've subscribed to a couple of them because they had like reasonably good information. And before that, before like the thing, before 2012, they were going on about it, and they were going on and on and on, putting loads and loads of videos up. I hadn't heard anything from any of them since, so I thought that was quite funny. I reckon a new Occupy type movement's going to start, whether it's going to be the Occupy movement yet again, or whether it's going to be a new like Occupy type movement, because the Occupy movement are still quite big on the Twitter. There's still quite a lot of them, along with the anonymous people. Civil unrest in the UK and US, similar to the London riots we saw last year. Not last year, the year before. But I can see lots of that happening in the UK and the US. European Union are going to find budget problems. They keep bailing out Greece with billions and billions and billions of pounds, but they haven't got the money to do this. So I can see big problems coming with that, along with the economy starting to crash. So this is, a lot of this stuff's tied in. The big problems with Spain, the possibilities of wars, all this sort of stuff, trouble with Pakistan, all that sort of stuff, gun scares and all that sort of stuff, is all adding up to sort of this economy start to crash in May and June. No major medical breakthroughs next year, I don't think. The drug companies can't afford it. To be honest, even if there was a cure for cancer, or Alzheimer's, or any of these other things, the drug companies, they're a massive lobby in the UK Parliament, definitely, and in this as well in the American Parliament, Congress, sorry. But yeah, don't think there's going to be any major medical breakthroughs, just because it'll cost the pharmaceutical companies too much, and they'll quickly try and cover it up. Possible solar flare or coronal mass ejection some point during the year. Whether it's just going to be a small one, I'm not sure, but there seems to be a lot of solar activity within the last 2 years, as if it's building up to something moderately big. I've now got all of my torches in chocolate tins, and I've tested them out with the phone and stuff, and they do work for EMP protection. I might do a video on that, but yeah, I've got my walkie-talkies and everything now in tins just in case something happens. So that is really about it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video. Although it's been a negative video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.